Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In this video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a big Miami Heat fan. We're going to be talking about the Heat's offseason and some potential moves they can make to simply get better for next year. I know this is very sad to hear for you Heat fans, but the Heat just got swept in the first round of the playoffs. We all know last year they were an NBA Finals team, but this year they had a very unlucky first round matchup. They faced Giannis and the Bucks. But I do believe this offseason, they're gonna make some moves and enter a mini rebuild. And that's why for this video, I'm gonna talk about the best case scenarios, the best thing the Heat should do. So if you're a Heat fan, you're gonna love this. But quickly before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and you love basketball, welcome to Easy Buckets. My name is Soom, and I make basketball videos literally every single day, guys. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help with the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about the Miami Heat and their offseason.
Just some missed shots here and there. I think they did a great job. I think you kind of just leave it at that. But my game's never been about just scoring. It's about everything else, getting stops, getting everybody else involved. Scoring was a little bit low, but it's part of it. I mean, we were a completely different team last year with different guys with different skill sets. But you go to war with any and everybody that you have, and you hope for the best because you go out there and you can compete. But yeah, we can be better. We'll get better. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to play with all the guys that I played with this year. Say thank you to each and every one of them just for being in the trenches and competing with me and for me. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
If I'm gonna be honest, it's just so sad to see that last year's NBA Finals team just got eliminated in the first round. We expect more from Jimmy Butler. We all know Jimmy Butler is a top 20 player in the NBA. But to all those people out there saying the Heat would have beat the Bucks in the first round, come on guys, we were dreaming a little. The Bucks got a lot better this year. Giannis was simply a monster in this first round matchup, of course Chris Middleton as well, but I simply believe the Bucks having Drew Holiday, who they traded Eric Bledsoe last offseason for, was a big deal. He was a big reason why the Bucks defense and offense increased to a whole nother level. The Bucks this year seemed like they could be NBA Finals bound. And with the Miami Heat going home early this year, Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra has to make moves right now so they can be competitive in the 2022 season. I'm gonna first talk to you guys about things to expect, talking about the team's payroll, some key free agents they might lose, and also talking about the steps I believe they should take in this upcoming summer to simply move forward with the franchise. As of right now, a lot of players on the roster actually might be leaving. These are the only players that are currently signed to the 2022 season. The Heat have Jimmy Butler. Goran Dragic has a player option. I do believe he's going to re-sign and stay. Andre Iguodala also has a player option. He might stay as well. Bam Adebayo just signed a 5-year max contract extension. They also have Tyler Hero, Precious Achiuwa, and KZ Okpala. On the other side, these are the players the Heat could be losing to free agency. There's Victor Oladipo. We all know that. He's a UFA. Then there's Nemanja Bjelica. Udonis Haslem. He might retire this year. Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Dwayne Dedmon, Max Struss, and Gabe Vincent. These are the Heat's upcoming free agents this summer. With that being said, the Heat have to be very active this offseason to make some moves when it comes to open free agency, signing some cheap free agents, and of course this summer, they have some money to even sign a max contract player. I do believe with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, the Heat are still going to be competitive, but they do need some help. And we saw that during the first round, they simply were not the NBA Finals team last year in the NBA bubble. Look at these numbers quickly. In last year's bubble, they were 4th in offensive rating, 8th in defensive rating, 8th in net rating, 2nd in assist turnover ratio, and 3rd in true shooting percentage. But in this year's playoffs, they're 16th in offensive rating. They're the worst team in the playoffs in offensive rating, guys. That's horrible. 8th in defensive rating. Their defense is still there. They're 16th in net rating. Once again, last year in the bubble, they were one of the best. And then they also dropped in assist turnover ratio. They went to 12th and being 16th in true shooting percentage. The Heat simply just got worse offensively during this year's NBA playoffs. And that's why I do believe this offseason, they have to focus more on a player that can help them on the offense and simply be a scoring factor besides Bam and Jimmy. Because even in my opinion, Jimmy is not a go-to scorer. So the first priority in my opinion is re-signing Duncan Robinson. I believe Duncan Robinson deserves a contract like a 4-year $70 million deal, a 4-year $80 million deal. I believe the Heat should bring Duncan Robinson back. We all know how important he is. Duncan is their 3-point shooter alongside Tyler Herro, but in my opinion, he's more of a sharpshooter than Tyler Herro, and simply is a big reason why the Heat have such a good offense, especially last year, on those great post plays with Bam Adebayo, those off screens for Duncan Robinson, and of course Jimmy Butler, those handoffs. Duncan knows the system, Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy knows what Duncan brings to the table. I do believe signing him, re-signing him, is a top priority. Bring back Duncan Robinson. From what we are hearing, Duncan is getting a lot of attention from so many NBA teams. He's now known as one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire NBA. And with Duncan Robinson just coming off his rookie contract, I do believe money is the motive and he's going to go to any team that offers him the most. Then the next thing I believe they should do is target Kawhi Leonard in this upcoming offseason. I believe this is their best case scenario. When talking about this summer, Kawhi is projected to be the best free agent available. He does have a player option. But from what Kawhi is saying, he's going to opt out of his contract and then sign a long-term deal. This is what we believe Kawhi is going to do, and if this is the case, if Kawhi enters open free agency, the Heat have to be very aggressive. I believe if the Clippers fail this year to go to the finals or win the championship, Kawhi will 100% rethink his decision to go to the Western Conference and play with the Clippers, and that's what going back to the East, where it is less competitive, joining a previous NBA Finals team, Kawhi could be interested. There's been so many comparisons of who's better, Paul George or Jimmy Butler. It's almost equal in my opinion, but the Heat simply have more depth. Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, maybe Kawhi likes the situation. The best case scenario for the Heat, Kawhi opts out of his player option and then signs a max contract, a 4-year deal, and then him, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo could be a new super team in the Eastern Conference. Jimmy could easily play the shooting guard, Kawhi play the small forward. It's a match made in heaven. Pat Riley and the Heat have stated they're going to be keeping an eye on Kawhi's situation. Getting Kawhi Leonard is my favorite scenario. I hope this happens for the Heat. But if the Heat can't get Kawhi stays with the Clippers, I do believe there's one more free agent that I believe they could target, and that's getting Kyle Lowry from the Raptors. When talking about this upcoming offseason, Kawhi is going to be one of the best point guards available. He's going to be a UFA, which means he can sign with any NBA team that he wants. And with Kyle Lowry stating he wants to win more championships before he retires, he's 36, I believe that he could give him a good opportunity. A big part of this relation has to do with the relationship Jimmy Butler has with Kyle Lowry. These guys are boys. We've seen it in the past where Kyle Lowry would FaceTime Jimmy Butler after games. They would talk during the NBA All-Star games. They have a good relationship. And with the Heat being a bulldog team, just hustling and bringing forth that grit and grind personality, Kyle Lowry is the heart and soul of that exact characteristic. And that's why I do believe Kyle Lowry leaving the Raptors, going to the Heat for maybe a 2-year, $50 million deal? That wouldn't be a bad idea for Kyle Lowry and the Heat, as Lowry can still be a veteran presence and still bring NBA championship experience. Kyle Lowry, in my opinion, a secondary option if Kawhi is not available. And then the last thing the Heat should do is sign some cheap key free agents that can be very impactful to their championship run if they're trying to build a championship team. I believe they should bring back Kendrick Nunn. I believe they should bring back Trevor Ariza, maybe Dwayne Dedmon as well, and maybe some other free agents like DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard. These aren't some bad ideas as well. The Heat still are a championship contending team, they just need a better situation. But yes guys, this wraps up my video for today talking about the Miami Heat and some offseason moves they can make to simply improve in that rebuild situation mode. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. What do you believe the Heat should do? Should they make a big time trade? Should they just sign free agents? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!